What up, though? You already know how it go. Make sure y'all smash, like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, as long as you comment, you dig. Can you introduce yourself to us, bro, and tell us where you from?
My name is Pete. Young man who did 12 years in the Arkansas Department of Correction. Left when I was 18, came home when I was 30.
What you say your name was again? You
Pete.
went out.
I go by the name of Pete.
Okay, Pete. So you where you from down there in Arkansas?
I'm from a little country town called Dumas, but I grew up in San Antonio and Arlington, Texas.
Oh, okay. Which one you spend more time in Texas?
In my young years, yeah, I say Texas, but I'm from Dumas, you know.
Okay. Can you describe Dumas to us? Is it you say it's a country, but is it drug dealing going on, gangster stuff? Like what's going on?
Oh yeah, man. Population like 7 bands, like 7,000, but it's right here. It's not far from Pine Bluff, you know, and Pine Bluff is Baby Chirac in a sense. So it's a lot going on through that little town, you know.
What was it like growing up? Was it out there gang? Was you gang banging? Was you just running around? What was you doing?
I mean, you of course it's gang members everywhere, and it's more of a hood thing who you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? You can be beefing with a dude across town that might be your cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically whoever grew up in your neighborhood is who we riding with. You know?
Right. Is there a lot of white people where you from?
Yeah, it's some white people there, but you don't never see them. They stay on the outskirts, you know. They stay in their lane, we stay in ours, you know.
People got a misconception about the South or whatever. Like, I just want to ask myself, did you do any like farming or anything like that growing up?
Hey, nah, I wouldn't dare working on farm.
Oh,
that's too much like slavery to me, you know.
Right.
But you know, there's a lot of farmland, you know, but it's just never been my cup of tea.
So when did you first start getting into trouble?
Man, I want to say about fifth grade. Fifth grade.
So that's around 10 years old?
Yeah, somewhere in there, y'all.
What was you doing?
All right, man. I mean, I grew up in the hood, bro. Like, we ain't had shit, especially on the west side. You know, I grew up on the west side of them, so we ain't had shit. So it started off little petty shit, stealing bikes and shit, you know. It went from that to selling weed to fighting, you know. It was levels to it, you know.
When was you introduced to gangbanging?
I mean, from day one, you know, it was always somebody around in the family that was affiliated with something, you know. And my mama, she's a former G Queen. She got her life together and all that, you know what I'm saying, with church and all that, you know. My daddy was always plugged into the streets. So it was like what I seen. I hopped off my porch, you know. I ain't even had to go up the porch. Hell, all I had to do was go to the room next to me in my sister's room. She was a G Queen, so we was just always around.
Is Gangster Disciple or Growth and Development, is that the predominant gang where you from?
Yes, where I'm from in Southeast Arkansas, that's what it is. You got, then it'd be Bloods and then Crips, you know.
What blood set y'all got down there?
You got bounty hunters, you got brims, and you got a lot of Pyrus.
Damn. Was that a culture shock for people when that started coming down there? Because I know GDs and Lords, they everywhere, they've been around, but when that Blood and Crips came, did it just how did it affect the city? How did it affect you?
I mean, I see in the 90s, the Crips was already down there. The Disciples was down there. So me growing up, I was born in 90. Me growing up, it was already there. So, and it's not like banging like in California, how, you know what I'm saying, this what it is, this what it ain't. If you ain't a part of it, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't nothing like that. It was like niggas was repping Crip, but their cousin might be a Blood. You see what I'm saying? So niggas wasn't necessarily banging on sets. You feel me? So the Blood and the Crip culture in my little area isn't something that stand out because they ain't banging on each other like that. They getting money with each other, you know. So and Disciples, you know, the Disciples ain't banging on nobody. We getting money, so you know what I'm saying. It was more of niggas was in the streets, but they still had they morals and values that grandma taught them. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, okay, you my cousin, so I don't care about you being the blood. We from the same side of town, so you know what I'm saying. Now when we go to the east side, we can bang on them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of niggas become what they is due to their father being there or who they looked up to was there, and that's what it was. You know?
Hmm. So let's fast forward to you going to prison. Do you mind sharing what you went to prison for?
Yeah, man. I had a robbery charge, a few shooting charges. One of the shooting charges I went down for, I really didn't do. You know, I would have been in the car if I wasn't chasing ass. You know, I hopped out the
Right.
car. I was like, man, y'all go ahead. They finna go to the store get some cigars. I'm popping my shit with the little female, so they ain't gonna disappear. And it just so happened in traffic, they seen the guy they was looking for, and they got the dumping in. You know,
Right.
and so by the time I got locked up, the dude snitched. Yeah, it's crazy. He in the streets, but he went to the folks instead of keeping it in the streets, and he pointed my name and he said my nickname, and that's where all the confusion came in. So I just took the charge because I'd rather just take the charge than snitch. You know.
You don't feel like your homeboy should have owned up to that?
I mean, it was my cousin, the dude on my robbery charge with him that snitched, and the other dude that was on my robbery charge that was with me. He was in them three was in the car. My cousin told me, he was like, look, cuz I'm gonna take the charge. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, cuz I already got this other shit I'm dealing with. So just let me deal with this here. You know what I'm saying? No point of everybody going down. You feel me?
Oh,
So that's how it went, you know.
I commend you for that. That nigga would have had to take that charge. Fuck
Oh
that.
man. I mean, you know, I I tell motherfuckers, yeah, man, I was born in '90, but I was blessed and fortunate enough to be around some good dudes and some real niggas, man, that taught me how it go, man. When you get involved in this, it's a dark side to it too, you know what I'm saying? There's more to it than gold chains and a pocket full of money. You got to take what comes with it, and that's just part of it, you know?
Right. Before I move on, why this on my head? I know a lot of y'all in the South got the gold fronts and stuff. Are
Right.
y'all able to get jobs and stuff with that?
I mean, nowadays, yeah, because nowadays, and I'm not a homophobe or nothing like that, but nowadays they accept two men walking down the street holding hands saying they in love, you know what I'm saying? So why you can't accept a black dude with a couple tattoos, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And people say what they want about Donald Trump, you know, he made it a little better because like they get tax write-offs. I don't know how it is in other states, but here in Arkansas, they get tax write-off by X amount of minorities they hire, X amount of felons they hire. You know what I'm saying? So they look for guys like me. So it ain't shit to get a job. You know?